it day 10? No. It's day 5. So we're a third of the way through the incubation process where their eggs are still getting turned. Everything seems to be working smoothly. Humidity is just a touch high, but it's okay. But temperature staying just about perfect, 99. It's going from 99.1 or 2 all the way up to 99.9. So it fluctuates in there that 1 degree, so not so bad. But little eggs in there. They're turning. Sunday evening was when we built the terrace garden. The terrace. Thinking about terracing the whole yard to make it a garden. The raised bed garden. And that's when we put the seeds in, and that's when we also put in the peas. If you remember, we planted some peas, and look at this. It's only Friday. We planted these Sunday. So in 5 days, we've already got 1, 2 coming up. I don't know if we have any more germinating or coming up yet, but $5 greenhouse to just try it to see if it would work. And looks like it's doing pretty good. Now also out here on the raised bed, you'll see that we planted, if you recall, carrots, kaleidoscope carrots, which is the multicolored carrots, dark purples and different colors. We've got a bed of lettuce here, we've got some dill here, we've got spinach here, we've got beets here. See, I came out earlier this morning and I didn't even see this one. But there it looks like a beet. And there looks like some lettuce. So hopefully that'll grow. And hopefully we can keep her out of this raised bed. On the very first day you can see her paw prints. She jumped up in here and thought, let me see what this is, and sniff around. Goofball dog. Also, wow, look at this spaghetti squash. So this is about 6 inches already. Big as my hand. We've got another one growing over there. And we've got another one that looks like it might get pollinated, hopefully. We've got a lot of flowers on the spaghetti squash. There was another one somewhere. I'd have to go inside the garden. But there's another one under there somewhere that I saw the other day. It's really kind of funny how on many of these plants, we look at them every day and we don't see any vegetables. We come out the next day and there's a vegetable there. Like the other day we got a huge cucumber. It's probably, oh, I don't know, it's at least a foot long. And we'd been coming out here every day looking through the cucumber leaves and looking through the plants and didn't see it. And then finally saw it and we harvested it because we want to make some, want to try some dill pickles. I made the bread and butter pickles and those things are yummy. But look at all the tomatoes coming in. So they're not quite ripe yet. We're letting them vine ripen. So come out in the evenings, in the mornings, and check out all this stuff. Look at how big they're getting. Now, you guys will remember my one shirt, my Listen to Your Wife shirt, and one of the things that she told me was these cages are not going to be big enough. And look at these. The cages are not big enough, but that's okay. We're going to let them go this year, and next year I'll build a big trellis that we will put our tomatoes on. But look at these cucumbers. We've gotten, look at all these. If all of these germinate and turn into cucumbers, we'll find cucumbers out here. Look at that. Here's one. And this is where that big one was hiding. Underneath all these, it was hiding up underneath the trellis here. It was laying underneath and we didn't even see it until it was huge. So I've actually got to come out here, move all the leaves, and make sure I see the cucumbers, because I don't want I don't want them to grow too big, because I've heard that if they grow too big, the flavor changes. So, see, like that one? We'll watch that one. And then there's one behind it on the other side, and there's one here. And there's one here. And there's one. Oh, I love it. I like pickles. So, not so much dill pickles, but I like sweet pickles, and I like cucumbers on my salads. So, it's nice that we're getting all these cucumbers in. You can see them everywhere. Lots of cucumbers coming in. Our squash, you'll see, looks like, yep, we got some squash bugs. And you can see this is the damage left over. And it looks like we might have another one. It's hard to tell. This is the damage that a vine boring beetle, it's actually a moth, it does. So you get this like sawdust looking stuff, that means there's one in there. Like this here, you see this sawdust here? Looks like wet sawdust. That means there's still one in there. And I was able to dig them out, and this vine is just barely connected, and it's amazing how much this vine is still growing, even having it barely connected. But I don't know how much longer these things are going to be around. This one, I took out quite a bit, but it looks like there might be a beetle back in there. Those things are hard to get. I put diatomaceous earth around to try and get them, but this one may not survive much longer either. And it's too bad too, because out here on the end we've got some squash. So I think what I might do, instead of trying to bore those to get those borers out of there anymore, I'm just going to let this one go. And as long as it survives, and get these last couple of squash off of here, and then we'll call it a day. We didn't plant that many, but we did get a good harvest of squash. So the ELB came out last night and physically squashed a bunch of squash bugs, and so we may end up just leaving those there as our sacrificial plants. Let the squash bugs have those, and then take them out here, because they're not messing with the cucumbers, they're not messing with the spaghetti squash. So maybe those will be the sacrificial ones. That's just how it's going to be. Habaneros are coming in, jalapenos are coming in. Look at these. Oh, I'm gonna have to pick that one today. It wasn't ready yesterday. Oh, and that one too. Those weren't quite ready yesterday, but we've got a lot of jalapenos coming in, even on this plant that the deer or rabbit or whatever got. But look at this, our habanero plant. We've got habaneros, so we haven't really done anything with them yet. I think next year I will try and get some tomatillos, because then you can make some nice green salsa too, and that's really good stuff. Now I have seen, many of you farming people probably know about Justin Rhodes and Michigan Farmer and some of those others. One of the things that Justin does is he puts all of his mulch in his chicken bed and lets them turn it, and then goes and harvests the mulch and the dirt out of there to grow things for his other gardens. And we may move that mulch pile over there, because like I said before, I was gonna put down all the black fabric, and then one thing led to another, and I just ran out of time. So probably today, we were supposed to get a whole bunch of rain from Tropical Storm Faye, and it ended up staying off the coast, so we're not going to get anything. So probably today I'll get out here and weed eat all this. Actually, maybe tomorrow. I think I have something to do tonight. So I'll get out here and weed eat all this and do all this later. And then I'm going to put the fabric down, so we quit having to come out here with the weed eater, and we can keep all this clean. So something else I wanted to show you. I ordered the J feeders for the quail. Looks like the dog got a skink. Did you get it, big dog? Did you get it, big dog? She loves chasing skinks. And sometimes they're quick enough to get away, and sometimes they're not. So, fix the netting over the grapes. The grapes are coming in looking pretty healthy. That's good. So, we'll see how many we get this year. Those are looking really good. Lots of big clusters this year. That's good. Last year it seemed like all the clusters were about that size. Now we're getting some big clusters. So that's good. These are Concord grapes, and that's what we make our jelly out of, and they've come out really good. Looks like I got some. They're either, maybe they got sick with something, I don't know. Those don't look right. I think something might have gotten those. So those, yeah, those are all falling off this cluster. So, that's unfortunate. I don't know what that is. I don't know what caused that. Something. See if the chickens like them. Well, they'll go fight over them anyway. So I got my quail cages set up. I'm waiting on parts. Hopefully they'll come in. Who's the guy? What's the guy? Urban Aviary is the guy who sells some really nice watering cups, because the water holds the cup down. The weight of the water holds the cup down and actually shuts off the water flow. And I'd like to get that better than one of those ones that they have to peck at or do some other things. I'd like to try and get one of those, but with the COVID stuff and everything, shipping and supply lines are down just about everywhere, and it's taking longer to get stuff in. So, but I did get my J feeders in, and that's what these are, because they look like a J. Well, you have to look at them from this side. They look like a J. And so I just put the food down in here, and the quail will get the food down from in there. I still have to put a couple of pieces of wire on there, and then they have this little holder here, so I can put a card in here so I can label each of my cages. So I think, with the exception of running power out to the shed out here, I think that we are just about ready to run the quail out here. So they will go in the brooder for a little while. Obviously, once they hatch, they'll go in the brooder, and then we'll move them out here, and we'll start raising them out here. And so I've got to run power out here so I can put lights in here. I think I might be able to leave these doors open for the most part, at least during the day, because the quail will be in full cages, so nothing can really get in there to get to them. But I may try and put some kind of a screen up, and I think I might try and add a little window to the back there, and then I can have it open in here, so it's, first of all, so it's not too hot or it's not too cold, but I can close it all off when I need to. But still leave the doors open for ventilation. So that's where we are now. That's kind of what we're up to date with now, and we'll see how things go. We'll see if we start converting more of the yard to garden, or how we're gonna do this. So just a quick update for today. All right, y'all take care, and until next time, cheers.